Welcome to the ultimate hunting adventure. If you're serious about tracking down giant wild boars, then Tajikistan is the hunting paradise you've been looking for. With its vast mountainous terrain, this land lets us spot wild boars from great distances, perfect for long-range precision shot. This expedition spans 2 days and 1 night, and we invite you to follow our journey deep into the wilds of Tajikistan, where every shot counts and every trophy tells a story. The journey officially began in Dushanbe, the capital of Tajikistan. We set off before dawn, determined to make the most of every minute of daylight. The drive from the city to our rendezvous point took nearly 6 hours, a grueling stretch of rough, unforgiving terrain. But it was the gateway that would lead us deep into the wild. The moment we arrived, the landscape took our breath away, raw, untouched, and mesmerizing. But that silence didn't last long. From behind a brush, a dark silhouette slowly emerged, a massive wild boar, lumbering through the undergrowth. Years of hunting instincts kicked in. I knew this chance couldn't be wasted. I locked eyes on the creature, finger resting on the trigger. One breath, one squeeze. The shot rang out, shattering the silence. The boar dropped instantly. Sleek black fur, razor-sharp tusks, nearly 150 kilograms and over 2 meters long, a true beast. Our first trophy of the trip, and a sign of what was to come. We had barely caught our breath when another group of wild boars appeared, grazing along a hillside 700 meters away. No one moved. No one spoke. I raised my rifle again, zeroed in on the largest one. The second shot, fast, clean, and deadly. Another target down. In the heart of this unforgiving wilderness, that moment delivered more than just pride. It reminded us why we hunt, to protect this land from the relentless destruction of these invasive creatures. It's not just about trophies, it's about purpose.
Aha vuruldu. Dur orada altında. Altında, tam altında. Geri git. Git biraz.
The thrill of victory still lingered, but we knew the hunt wasn't over yet. Just minutes later, a lone wild boar suddenly emerged from the edge of the brush. Without hesitation, Tom pulled the trigger. The bullet tore through the air and struck the boar straight in the neck. It dropped on the spot, our third trophy of the day and easily one of the cleanest shots of the entire trip. As the sun began to sink behind the distant ridges, we made the call to rest for the night. Tomorrow was still ahead, and we needed every ounce of energy for the battles to come.
Ben öndekindeyim. Durdu at. Çok güzel. Yuvarlandı geliyor. Çok güzel. Tamam, daha aşağı atma. Aşağı da atma. Aşıyorlar, atma daha. Aç. Açtılar da atma. Bayağı bir mesafe çünkü.
Bayağı bir var ya, 500.
Gidiyor.
Kapat. Dur bekle.
Ben vurayım da.
Ya niye vurdun?
Bekleyin daha. Dur hareket ediyor daha, çekiyorum daha şu anda. Evet, 2 tane düşmüş. Bir tanesini. Evet. Bir tanesi de burada. Evet. Murat.
Çok güzel bir adını da. Küçük yani.
Küçük değil mi?
Ha, erkek.
Just when we thought the hunt had ended smoothly and we could head back with our hard-earned trophies, Mother Nature had other plans. On the way back, we were hit by a sudden snowstorm. The wind howled, and visibility dropped to just a few meters. Everything around us faded into a cold, blinding white. We had no choice but to stop and scramble for shelter in the middle of the wilderness. As we waited, hunger set in, and hope began to fade. Then, out of nowhere, a dark shape moved beneath the snowy tree-line. A fat wild boar rooting through the snow. I didn't hesitate, loaded my rifle, aimed carefully, and pulled the trigger. The final shot dead on. The boar collapsed instantly. But for me, that wasn't just a secured dinner, it was the perfect ending to a brutal, unforgettable journey. We took a few photos beside our last trophy, mud and snow on our faces, but fire in our eyes. This was the kind of hunt you remember for a lifetime. That night, back at base, we gathered around the fire, grilling fresh wild boar meat over the flames. The scent filled the air, pushing back the cold of Tajikistan, and igniting a deep pride in all of us, the pride of those who protect the land with their hands and their courage. In the U.S., states like Texas, Georgia, and Florida allow farmers and hunters to kill wild hogs year-round, no license required. These animals are classified as invasive pests that cause massive damage to crops and ecosystems. Legal hunting isn't just allowed, it's a critical part of population control and land protection. That wraps up this video. What did you think of our grueling but deeply rewarding hunt in Tajikistan? Drop a comment below, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next hunt. Until next time, stay sharp and stay wild.
Je pense, on va avoir plein d'émotions.
I started sensing something was wrong when, after just one night, my cornfield looked like it had been hit by a storm. Tracks stamped deep into the ground, trenches torn through the soil, and half-eaten corn scattered everywhere like it didn't mean a thing. I didn't need to ask anyone. The signs were all there, the hogs were back. But this time, they weren't just wild animals roaming through. They were a threat. And when the damage reached the edge of eastern Tennessee, I knew I couldn't stay idle any longer. The rifle was cleaned. The dogs trained harder. My crops were under siege, and the hunt had officially begun.
Üstüne sağlık. Bak şimdi arabalar gider.
Tekte atıldı 3 el. Geri kalan ne bilmiyorum.
Tamam, hızlandır Serkan. Sal köpekleri. Var.
About half an hour later, the rain let up. The air turned crisp and cool, just the kind of breath you need after a good start. But I knew better than to get too comfortable. Out here, the second you let your guard down, the woods remind you why you shouldn't. And sure enough, just ahead, a dark shape darted across a narrow trail. A wild hog, trying to make an exit. I didn't waste a second. Raised the rifle, took aim, pulled the trigger. The hog dropped right at the edge of the path. It kicked for a moment, but the fight was already gone. One clean, timely shot, and another mark added to today's scorecard.
Araba var diye atamadım. Ben domuzu gördüm. Araba tam karşımda.
Aferin sana be. Aferin sana be. Dur. Aferin sana.
It was drizzling this morning, not exactly prime hunting weather. But the plan was set, and I knew one thing for sure. After the rain, the hogs get bolder. Then, just when we least expected it, luck hit. A herd of wild hogs came trotting right past us, one after another in the rain. I fired the first shot. They panicked, bolted, but not into the deep woods. They ran straight toward us. I didn't waste the opportunity. A few more rounds rang out. One hog dropped. Not perfect, but a promising start.
Il y en a encore un ou pas? Ils sont petits les autres. Attends.
Je le tire ou pas? Attends, je vois rien.
Hadi lan. Baş hoşuma ayrı o.
One thing I've always loved after a rain, wet ground never lies. The soft earth is like an unwritten journal. And wild hogs are terrible at keeping secret. Fresh slide marks carved into the mud told the whole story. And when the dogs started barking hard and fast, I knew I was right on track. Not far ahead, maybe a few dozen paces, a lone hog was cornered in the middle of a tight circle of hunting dogs. It thrashed, wild-eyed, desperate. I moved in closer. The hog lunged, trying to break free, but it was already too late. I didn't hesitate. One pull of the trigger, clean and final. The hog dropped where it stood. Its blood soaked quietly into the damp earth. Another destroyer, taken off the board.
Oh, war das schwierig. Die waren immer so verpulkt, ne? Ja.
The day's haul was solid, more than enough,
Wie waren das,
so I
35,
decided
40?
to wrap up
Ich habe ich noch nie gesehen.
instead of
Sonnerotter
pushing
habe ich auch noch
on
nie
till
zuvor gesehen.
sundown like usual. Still, as we made our way out of the woods, I kept doing what I always do, eyes scanning side to side, hoping for one last shot to close out the hunt. And sure enough, the hog showed up one more time. But this time, luck didn't follow. Thick tree cover killed my visibility. I fired, but all I hit was a blur darting through the woods. The whole group vanished like ghosts. Even so, I had no regret. What we achieved today was more than enough. 4 farmers and hunters across the U.S. Protecting crops isn't just work, it's survival. Thankfully, in states like Texas, Georgia, and Florida, the law allows year-round hog hunting with no bag limits, especially on private land. On top of that, crop insurance and hunting accident coverage help folks like us, those on the front lines of this battle. Keep fighting. That's it for today's hunt. How did this journey feel to you? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the next heart-pounding pursuit. We'll see you on the next one.
Shalom.